pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call meeting to order. First thing on the agenda, public speaking. Anybody got anything to say?
Did you get a chance to get a copy of that resolution for me?
Sure did. To both the copies of that.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Did you make any progress on the inventory for the township?
Yeah.
Alright. Any idea when it's going to be finished?
Yeah. It's done.
Can I get a copy of that?
Yeah.
Alright.
Just let me know before you leave.
Okay. Did you get the truck fixed?
Yep.
Alright. That's good to know. How much did that cost us?
Over $1,000.
It's unfortunate. Did you get any word back from the lawyer about the Marks and Brands book?
Can't find nothing on the computer. Can't find that book at all. I even have my son to look at me. The only thing that comes up, you put that in there, comes up USDA. It's got talks about the ear tag stuff now, which everybody's using.
Yeah.
So nobody's branding.
Alright. Did you
If
get a
it was
chance?
on there, we'd have had it.
Alright. Did you get a chance to speak to the lawyer about the road maintenance in regards to the hauling for the quarry? You had told one of the individuals that was
We
at the
got
meeting.
that furnace right now.
You had mentioned to one of the individuals at the meeting that you would speak to the lawyer about enforcing your road maintenance agreement with the quarry. Did you talk to the lawyer about that?
Did you? I didn't.
Alright.
I did get an email from the state that we got turned down on the $250,000 for concrete stabilization on it, so. He's been working with us on that road, so, you know, I don't know what people want us to do. I mean, he furnishes the stone when we fix it.
I know. You
know-
had told them that you would talk to him, and I thought I would follow up with it just
Well,
to
we
see if you
could-
had.
We can make him do that agreement, but the thing of it is, he's selling a stone for $11 a ton, we're $17.50 from Diamond. And, you know, that's a big savings. And if we make him mad that he raises the price to $17.50,
It went up.
no problem.
Our new
I know it's
bill
gonna go
stated
up, but I don't know what it is
$15.
now. It was $11 a ton, so, you know, you gotta look at people, you gotta work with people. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. That would have made sense if you'd explained it to the individual. I know that you had told him you were going to talk to the lawyer. I just wanted to know if you had.
No.
But it makes sense what you're saying. I get it. I think that's all I have. Appreciate it.
Anybody else? If not, we're going to, paying the bill. Right. You keep paying the bill, right? Hey, pay the bills, money sufficient, motion.
So moved. Money is sufficient.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I got a question, Gail, before we pay the bill. I'm kinda lost on my paycheck because it was last month. Why?
Why, the reason it was less is because the paperwork that I submit at the end of the year and the beginning of the year was not completely finished yet. So we have to go with what we think we're going to make for that particular year, not our carryover encumbrances until all of my paperwork is done. So your paycheck has gone up this month. It is back up because I will sell it to you once we go to our appropriations from
So did we gain what we lost?
Yes, yes, you gained what you lost back, so, okay? I thought I had explained that last month when we did our.
No, me and Ransom both were talking about it, and I said, well, we'll find out, but,
That's the reason,
Okay.
so.
alright. Go ahead.
There's not a whole lot. Jim, here's the check. The trustees signed this particular check. This was for the reimbursement for the $123.79 for the items that you purchased for the 2656 truck. So instead of putting it in the mail, there's your check. It's already been signed. It was done on the 22nd. We have, Napa. We had, pressure switch. There was items for the cemetery truck. There was also what you had bought, you returned. It was $362.96 is what it was. Those invoices on my desk. So, Diamond Stone, we had 2 loads. It was $518.46. It was number 57. Fire safety. We had made a payment to them, and I don't know if I misread the invoice or if they did not put it on correctly, but it was for a standard helmet with a face shield. It was $258. Well, we got an invoice for $20 for the difference. It's for the shipping, so I don't know if they didn't include the shipping on the last invoice, and I didn't have a chance to look. This one just came through today.
What was this on?
It was for a helmet, face shield,
Oh,
fire
face shield.
equipment. Paul's muffler, $700 for the F-350. Truck sales and service, it was $1795.74. It was for a compressor, a governor, gaskets, a starter, and a pump. Cypress Plains Chester Water, $64.23. That was for the fire department and the township building. And the reason it was more because the firehouse had used 4,000 gallons, so it went up. Randmore Petroleum, this was for invoices for February the 14th, $1,420.72. Performance signs, it was for 6 signs for road closed and for no parking in the school bus stop. It was $510. Car auto glass was for $7,416.57. That was to replace the door at the firehouse to make it ADA compatible, and installation in the supplies and labor.
Won't take that out of the ARP money?
This amount came out of the ARP money because, we got certification that it was used for that, because it has to do with COVID. Because it makes it safer for people to enter, so they're not touching the doors, they can do it with their elbow and enter themselves in. Shelling materials, it was for, don't remember what it was for. It was for, shot ice control. It was for 30 tons. It was $442.51. Land pest proof, this was for the quarter, for, spraying for the ants and things over at the firehouse and any bugs that would be. That's it for checks.
This is payroll week for the guy too.
Yes, it is. But I had to come over and help Roy fill out the new employee that we had. He was confused on his W-4, so I had to come over today and step him through to make sure that he filled it out correctly. So yes, payroll is this week for the guys.
Eric's check, you have to mail it to him, so I don't believe that. He's in Lancaster, he's still down in Chester.
And that's fine. I'll call him and find out where he wants, what he wants me to do with it.
He is no longer with us.
He's in your paychecks. All of your guys' pay is the exact same, it's $1,013.66, that is your pay per month. We received from Jill, this is part of the correspondence, we'll go ahead and read it now. This is our total appropriations from each fund, from the county auditor. This is our certified certificate of estimated resources available. Right now, we're sitting at, what they're telling us is our budget would be $978,558.67.
What?
It's because we have carryover balances from the fire fund, we also have the art money, which is, yeah, that's $85,000.
Yeah, I expected that to boost it,
Yeah,
but not
so,
to that
yes,
amount.
so that's what we have, so. We had quite a bit left over from our, road maintenance. We had $25,000 left over from our road maintenance that we weren't able to put on the roads. Road and Bridge had a carryover of $22,393.52. The fire levy has $37,000 in it. The cemetery fund has $5,104. The motor vehicle, the permissive motor vehicle license tax has $31.82, and the gasoline tax at $85,000. Those were unencumbered balances, so.
I know we had,
Yeah,
we had a lot of carryover this year.
that hasn't happened before, but it also, it doesn't take much to dwindle or cause any one of those accounts to go very low.
Exactly.
It doesn't take much of an expense to cause those accounts. So what happens, because our budget is $978,558, I'm just having a problem, oh my gosh. So when you look at the compensation, you do it, it's between $750,000 and $1.5 million.
Right.
So your pay is $60.79, so what you do is you take that amount, multiply it by 200 days, and then you divide it by 12.
Yeah.
And that's what your
I was just wondering why it went down.
No, that's the reason, is because I can't put it in until I have it back from the auditor's office. So, okay, that is it for the bills as of right now. I was able to pay several in the middle of February, because a lot of them were due at that time, so instead of waiting to pay them here at the meeting, I paid them in the middle of the month. And that total was
So you got the letter on where we got the new art money. You got,
but we don't have it yet.
should be here around the 15th.
Now mine didn't say when it was actually due.
Well, it said
So-
15 days from the time I received the email.
Okay.
So I got
What
it.
it is, what they did with the art money, I guess the first pool that they had, which our pool was $80,000. What they did, they had left over from it, so it went back into a pool, and then they divided that money out. And we're supposed to get approximately $300 and some back from it. That's just what, that was part of the correspondence, so, and then we should receive the $80,000 that is due for the additional art money.
I got it last week. I put it for you, same day I got it, so we put it around 15th before we get it somewhere.
You know, they just weren't specific, they just said 15, but I never know.
Figure again,
I'm sorry.
supposedly coming figure again.
That second,
Yes.
that, from the cut of the first, I thought it was like $300 and some.
No, the next,
It's 80,000.
The same as you got the first
It's the same
time.
as you got the first, so it's like $80,159 or something
Yeah.
like that.
Whatever you got the
Total of
first time, that's what it is
160,000.
this time.
For some reason, I had 50,000 in my head.
No, it's 80,000.
Hmm.
And there is some guidelines they sent through, there are many pages of and I have not made it through all of the stipulations,
So
I'll
you
go
don't know
into
if
that.
there's any different or new stipulations to it.
No, as I said, I haven't made it through all the new regulations. I just got it, Tammy sent it over from Jill's office and said, here's the link.
Can you forward that to me?
You go to the link, and then within this, there are many links. So you read this and go to a link, and read this and go to a link. So I have not had time to go through it all yet, gentlemen.
When you get a moment, please send it to me.
Yes, I can forward that to you. So that's it for the checks.
Hmm.
Oh, I was gonna tell you what it was. I'm sorry, gentlemen. The total bills that we had from 2/8 from the last meeting until today was $66,714.80. And that included payroll, any checks that we had, workman's comp. We had the last payment for the truck, which was $15,166.18, so the truck is now officially paid for. We had gas for the firehouse. We had the bill to run the ad for the employee, which was $353.20. I had to order checks, that was $152.90. We had, Steve had haul of $321.70 of Bruiser Trucking. So it goes on, anybody wants to look at this, then you're welcome to look at all the ones. Otarma, we did increase the amount, that's in part of the correspondence that I'll talk about.
Reading of the minutes.
The minutes were for the regular minutes, February the 7th, 2022, Carthage Township meeting room at 7 o'clock. In attendance were Robert Pullins, Julie Guest, Ransom Calloway were the trustees, Gail Buckley was the fiscal officer, and then I have a sheet for attendance. Robert Pullins called the meeting to order with the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance. Public speaking, Jonathan McBride stated that the township can be in an EPA violation and fined if the F-350 green truck isn't fixed properly. He also wants to know where the truck from ODNR is. The trustee stated that the township moved it to have it inspected. If it isn't sound, it will go back to ODNR. The fiscal officer asked for a resolution authorizing legislation for Young Road. It was passed, a vote of yes, Robert Pullins, yes, Ransom Calloway, yes, William Guest. Robert Pullins asked for the bills and a motion to pay the bills if money is sufficient. Ransom made a motion to pay the bills. Willie Guest seconded, all approved. All bills were paid and payroll was signed and payroll was given to the trustees and the fiscal officer. All end of the month paperwork was given to the trustees. The trustees were given the new insurance policy. They reviewed it and decided to increase the township coverage from 3 mil to 5 mil. It increased the policy from $14,813 to $17,741. Willie made a motion to increase policy. Ransom seconded, all approved. The minutes were read. Ransom made a motion to accept the minutes as read. Willie Guest seconded, all approved. The fiscal officer stated that at the organizational meeting for 2022, that it wasn't voted on to accept that the meeting was on the first Monday of each month unless it falls on a holiday, then the trustees have the authorization to move the meeting. Ransom made the motion, Robert seconded. Correspondence was read and approved. Old business, the transmission is fixed in the red truck. The fire truck 2650 is back in service and a bill was given to the fiscal officer. Willie Guest made a motion to pay the bill and Ransom seconded, all approved. New business, the trustees placed an ad in the Athens Messenger for a new road worker. Eric Love's last day is February the 25th, 2022. The trustees had 3 resumes, Rory Roush, Kenneth Gosney, and Brian Gould. Ransom made a motion to call and set an interview at the firehouse on Saturday, February the 12th, 2022. Willie seconded, all approved. Willie made a motion, if a new hire accepts position, then he can start immediately. Ransom seconded, all approved. Robert presented that Keith Millings asked for a raise of $1.50. Ransom made a motion to give Keith a raise of $1.50. he would not be receiving a helper like he did last year. It will go into effect on March the 7th, 2022 pay period. Need a letter for the employees if our county is under a level 3 emergency, so they're able to travel to work. The cemetery lawnmower is going to need to be replaced. It's 5 years old. It will need new tires, pulleys. It needs to be upgraded for the next mowing season. Bob said he will check the bonds. Bob stated that more cinders needed to be purchased. Ransom made a motion to purchase 2 loads of cinders and 2 loads of grit for the upcoming month. Willie seconded, all approved. Fire department. Party rental of $25 was presented. There were plans presented for a skid unit for the new brush truck. Robert made a motion to order a skid unit for the truck. Willie seconded, all approved. Performance Signs said they could wrap the truck for $975 with a 10-year warranty. The fire department was granted the OD&R grant match. The 2651 needs lights replaced for not being compliant. They don't have the flash pattern. They want to be replaced with LED lights. Ransom made a motion to replace lights. Willie seconded, all approved. We need to reimburse Chief Allen for items for the brush truck, 2656, total of $123.79. Bob made a motion to purchase a catalytic converter for the F-350 truck. Willie seconded, all approved. Willie made a motion to adjourn. Ransom seconded, all approved. Any additions or corrections to the minutes that I missed?
I have one, public speaking, first paragraph, it mentions OD&R truck, it's an SUV vehicle. Which is kind of splitting hairs,
Okay.
but it's, what
Sorry.
it is. Other than that, I saw no others. I move to accept the minutes as read with the correction.
All in favor? Aye. Second.
Need a second.
I don't know if it matters or not, but this one here don't have a second down there for Keith's raise.
Which one am I reading?
Yeah.
Where at?
Down at the
Right
very
there,
bottom.
Bob.
Well, you're right, it sure doesn't.
Yeah, made a motion, but we didn't, or it's not.
It was seconded, I seconded it,
Yeah,
we voted on it.
Yeah, I remember, we had a second on it.
Yeah, Willie seconded. It's right here in my notes, so I will add it. Sorry, gentlemen.
And then we made a motion to go ahead and give it to Rat too, didn't we? Said- is it-
Okay, I missed that. Sorry. Yes. Willie made a motion to install, Ransom Callaway seconded. Sorry, I'll add that right now.
And I'll second Ren's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the way it reads now is that he also wants to know where the SUV, from ODNR is. Then we had Robert presented that Keith Millings asked for a raise of $1.50. Ransom made a motion to give Keith a raise of $1.50. He wouldn't be receiving a helper like he did last year. Willie seconded, all approved. And then the last one is Performance Signs said they could wrap the truck for $970 with a 10-year warranty. Willie Guest made a motion to accept the wrap. Ransom seconded, all approved. So that's what we have right now. And I'm gonna have Bob sign it, and then I'm gonna pass it around, and you two can sign it as well, since you've done corrections as well.
Correspondence?
Okay, you guys got a copy of the grassroots clippings. This is only sent to the fiscal officer, but I try to make copies each month and send to you guys. You guys received the, OTA book, that we receive this each month. Sometimes it's items that are pertinent, sometimes it's items that are, not as pertinent. So you can go through at your leisure and read what's in here. Anybody else wants a copy, they're more than welcome, I'll be more than happy to make them a copy. So, as I said, you guys can read this at your leisure. We received an updated version for a UAN, it was installed on 3/1, it makes it 2022.2. Sometimes they go through periodically and there's tax updates or there's, glitches and things like that that they have to go through and install. This is from the Department of Treasury, this is what I was telling you guys about. It's the compliance and reporting guidance for the, ARPA money. So, as I said, it's this, and then you have webinars and you have different things that you can click on and find out. So this is what was sent from from Jill's office. Jill also sent a message over, Tammy did, and said that anytime we wanted Jill to come to one of our meetings, if we had any questions for the auditor's office, she'd be more than willing to come and be at one of our meetings. So.
Selection year.
I know. We did our workman's comp, we do our workman's comp, and then we have what's called a true-up billing, that has to be done at the beginning of the following year, and our workman's comp is based on our payroll for the past year. So when we go in and pay our workman's comp, it's based on the information that they had the following year. So the true-up report says, okay, we actually paid out, I'm gonna use a figure, we had $100,000, but we actually paid out $125,000. So that changes the amount of workman's comp that we have to carry. But for whatever reason, when we made the payment, we actually had a amount come back to us of $101.38, an overpayment, so that's always good. We received this from, it's Tier 2 Emergency and Hazardous Chemical Inventory or Oil and Gas Production and Storage Form. It was actually sent to the fire department, which is, I'm assuming you guys need it because it's on the back page. It is well names, and it's all the well names that there are, I guess, in Guysville. You can have that. I don't know, there was no paperwork with it, there was just in a big envelope, and it was from, the Ohio State Emergency Response Commission.
This is where all the wells are located?
So this is where all the wells are located. Yeah, so, and then they went through, and what they did, it was who did it, it was done by Old South Oil LLC. Robert J. Chamberlain is the gentleman. The next page over, it says oil and gas well production and storage form. It's for crude oil. Storage locations are outside. It's above ground tanks. As I said, I've never seen one of these before, but
Is that supposedly just for our information?
it must be for your information, because as I said, there was nothing to it. There was nothing, there was no overhead letter or anything like that sent with it. So, and it came from the Ohio State Emergency Response Commission. And I tried to contact them today, and I got the gentleman, his name was, what was his name, Jeffrey, I don't remember now. But I had to leave a message because he didn't answer, so I'm waiting for him to return his phone call to find out what this actually is for. I guess it's just for, because it was addressed to the fire department, so I'm guessing it's for the fire department
To know
in
where
case
the gas wells are.
where the gas wells are at, if there is a fire of some kind.
More probably to do with storage, bulk storage.
As I said, I don't know, it was addressed to the fire department at our address, and as I said, I tried to call the gentleman today, and, I didn't get an answer, I had to leave a voicemail, so. We had our, Bureau of Workman's Comp, they had our phone number in listed wrong, so I had to submit an email to them, and they said that they got it back and changed. Probably the biggest thing that we have, and there's several pieces of paper, I'll try to get it correct, is the Young Road slip. This is part of the correspondence that we had. Jeff has been due diligent trying to get us the money that we need to fix the Young Road slip. So I received,
I got an addition to that.
okay, I received on February the 18th, it just says that Jeff, he had gone out to the site at Young Road, and it has progressed even more. So what he wanted to do, he got in touch with OPWC and the Ohio Emergency Management. He said Carthage Township would like to be considered for a 75% grant from Ohio EMA as part of the 2020 June rain event. The amount requested from the Ohio EMA would be $297,290. After looking at the photos, it appears that the roads have been closed the road was closed by July the 6th, 2020, based on the drop-off in the road at that time. I don't know the exact dates of closure. He contacted Jennifer Klein at OPWC this morning. She said that there are still some funds remaining from the $12 million allocated in this fiscal year, and would consider a grant or a loan for the 25% match and a 90-10 basis. Carthage Township will be filing an emergency grant application for $89,187 with OPWC, and has agreed to provide the $10,000 match for the OPWC grant to make the funding complete. So that came to us from Jeff. This is the probable project cost. The total cost is $396,388, saying that the Ohio Emergency Management Agency will kick in $297,290.63, and the OPWC will kick in $89,187.19, and we'll have a 2.5% of $9,900, which you might as well say $10,000. So that came in on the 18th.
Okay, my update on that is,
And it's probably the same one that I have.
no,
Probably is.
absolutely not.
Okay, okay.
Mine is, dear Mr. Pullum, the Ohio Public Works Commission is pleased to inform you that Carthage Township has been approved for OPWC emergency funds for the above referenced project. We will provide 22.5% of $89,000, so we have been approved for the $89,117. So that.
Yep, I have that too, Bob. That was what I was getting to next. So what? Okay. I did get it. So he just said that I completed the emergency pre-application for Young Road slip and was approved yesterday. The attached OPWC emergency grant application needs to be completed, and then he gave me one for Dover Township. And
Did you?
so this is the application that was completed. Okay. The only thing is, this is the Public Works Commission that is sent to them. I have to put specific location, the project commitment or components, and then the physical dimensions. It has your name because you're the chief executive officer. It has my name, and then you're the project manager. If you choose to be the project manager, because that's what we voted on the last time. What I have to, I have a copy of the information. A certified copy of the legislation by the governing body of the applicant authorizing a designated official to sign and submit the application and execute contracts, which I have, which is too many sheets of paper, gentlemen. So I have that particular sheet of paper. It is right here, authorizing legislation, Young Road, Township, Carthage. We have a certification signed by the applicant, chief physical officer, stating that the amount of the local share funds required for the project will be available on or before the dates listed in the project schedule section, if the application involves a request or loan. So what we need to do is, you need to look at your fund balance, and you need to let me know. We did this for, Jordan Run. We had to take X number of dollars from we took them from the road and bridge, we took it from the gas fund, we took it from the motor vehicle license tax. And it can be a variety of, but we have to have that in it's called the Chief Financial Officer Certification of Loan Funds or Loan Repayment Letter. And then a registered professional engineer's detailed cost estimate and useful life statement as required in 164-1-13, 164-1-14, and 164-1-16 of the Ohio Administrative Code. And we have those. Those are in here with Jeff's. This is the useful life. This is the map of where it is located. These are the pictures. It goes from May the 11th of 20, June the 6th of 20, and December the 6th of 21. So those are the items. And what we do once we have this, then I scan it and email it all to OPWC. And that's where we stand on that, gentlemen.
So do you have the application filled out? Where we can
Yeah, the application's right here. This is the application. This is for Carthage Township. It's subdivision code, the district code, the amount of, oh my gosh, don't tell me I'm turning the wrong one off. I think I turned the wrong one off. That is Dover Township's. But I have it, I'll get it right here, gentlemen, so you can see it. That was my fault. Because it's in here, I thought I had turned it off. So what you guys have to decide is where the $9,909 is gonna come from, what accounts it will come out of.
Well, but look, the gasoline tax, if you take it all out of there, my opinion. What do y'all think? It's 84.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the time that gets done, we'll have our new money anyway. So,
Yeah, I don't
this
see
is
any
not gonna
reason.
be something I'm gonna start on next week, because we won't be able
No,
to do nothing
It
till
won't.
we hear from
Yeah, I don't see
FEMA.
any reason to borrow from any other funds when that one is pretty flush.
Here's the application, gentlemen. As I said, I had it, and I thought I had printed it off, but I printed the Dover Township. I'll go through and, yeah, I printed your guys' off.
Okay.
So that must have been what I did. I printed your guys' off and not mine, so, but that's what it is. It says that the total project cost will be $396,388. And if you go down through here, it says that it's called, local resources is $9,909, and they round up, there's no change on this.
Right.
And the OEMA will be 29,000, and then OPWC will be 89,000. So as I said, Jeff worked really hard in the month of February trying to get all this information facilitated to us. But I wasn't gonna have a special meeting just to approve this, because as I said, this just came through on the 28th, and I didn't open it up until the next day. So I wasn't gonna have a special meeting when I knew we would have it Monday night to approve the financials. It's the same thing that's on this page right here, Bob, if you're wondering where all the information comes from.
Now, I know, I was just looking at that one number there, let me see. Okay. Motion to take the money out of account?
I'll make the motion.
What's your motion?
Take out the gasoline tax.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Made a motion to call,
something we have to get done, but then.
Yeah, I know, that's why,
Very critical.
did you second it? Ron?
I did.
Ransom
I'm sorry.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so, and then you need to sign this, right here. That's the application that has all the information, that's why I couldn't find it. I give up today. So, and I have all of that in the computer, March 2nd, I've got one more for you to sign, Bob.
Yes, don't mess up the paperwork if they're gonna approve this, I mean, it's been a long, hard road here getting this stuff.
Okay, so what it says the chief financial officer certification of local funds and loan repayment letter, March 7th, 2022. I, fiscal officer of Carthage Township, hereby certify that the Carthage Township has the amount of $9,908. We will use the following account from the gas tax fund. That amount will be used to pay the local share for Young Road project when it is required. March 7th, 2022, my signature, and then I'm gonna have Bob sign his and date it as well. So this will get scanned back in, and then it will be sent over to them.
You need to tell me when you get these, cause I've been on the phone trying to figure this stuff out.
What?
And I was,
Well, I thought
I was
he,
like
I
a
thought
dummy.
he, no, I thought he sent this to you, I thought you
no,
were
that's
attached
the
to
first
it.
time he never did send me one, he never did send it, so, yeah.
No, so this is done, so this is completed, so I will scan it when I get home, and then I'll send it over to him.
Okay,
via
that's
email.
good, I'm not,
So, no, that's, cause I don't always pay attention to who it gets sent from, or who
Right.
it sends to. I just open them up a lot of times and,
well, sometimes I double check on stuff. And
so,
if you have the application and I don't know about it, then I look like a dummy when I'm talking
Sorry.
to somebody. I look like a dummy anyway.
no, you don't.
Anyway, that all you had?
That's all I had.
Y'all put in for grant money for to buy generator, right? $12,000 for generator?
Four.
Or
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not $4,000.
I didn't say so, I said 12,000.
I misunderstood what you said there.
Well, anyway, we may have to pay $1,200, our share on that. Right?
Well, it's a 75, 12 and a half, and 12 and a half, right?
Yeah.
Okay, possibly.
We possibly have.
75% federal, 12.5% state, 12.5% local.
Right.
But the local can be in kind. So if we can put down some kind of cost share for supervising the job, an hourly rate, or anything that we're doing physically.
I just wanted to let you know that we may have to spend more money on that, which I think bad.
What was the grant for? I'm sorry.
Standby generator at the firehouse.
Sending a backup generator in case of electric off, we can. That way, if we ever have a disaster in Carthage Township and people need someplace to go for heat and stuff like that, we can open it up for that.
I supplied the information. We actually didn't fill out the application. Our county EMA director did,
Right.
Don Gossel.
I just wanted everybody to know that we might have to come up with $1,200 on that. That's not gonna happen. Oh, that's all the correspondence you had?
That's all I have.
So I had, old business. I think we pretty well covered it on the new one.
You were
Oh,
talking about the new bridge.
I did do work on the lawnmower today. A new lawnmower cost $10,500. The one that, they recommend down there, the ISX 2200, and we get $1,000 off for state being a township. They're giving us $5,000 for our old mower.
So it's gonna cost us roughly
$5,500 for a brand new mower, which was the one in Paris or what?
Paris.
Paris.
That's one with the independent suspension.
Yeah, it's nice. Don't have air conditioning.
No. Well, we don't have to worry about heat, but air might be a problem.
And the tires that's on there, we want to put a different set of tires on there. He recommended down there for the cemetery mowing, which was $250 for a set of them. So you got to add that to the 5,500.
Okay, what are they? They're Chevron tires or turf tires?
They're a little rougher than a turf tire. He had some on
Maybe like an ATV tire?
something like that, similar to that. So the cost of the mower would be $5,720 for brand new mower.
Get it. Is it in stock? Can they get it?
I called him tomorrow. He said he'd have it within a couple of weeks.
Okay, that's
He's
pretty,
already checked that out for me. He called me this afternoon.
given today's climate and everything, the situation everything is, that's a tremendous turnaround. Everything I'm finding is 2 months to longer.
Now they had the IRSX 800 52-inch, but it's not built like the 2200. It's a little flimsy.
Is it commercial grade?
No. The IF 2200 is commercial grade.
The one we're looking at? Okay, that's what I'm asking.
So that's what I've done on that. And I'm supposed to call him tomorrow and let him know one way or another so he can get it ordered. That's our cemetery.
Did Keith supervise this?
More or less.
Okay.
But I kinda agree
Keep
with
him
you, I
happy.
mean-
Yeah,
Yeah, I took him with me. That way, there wasn't no question.
okay.
So,
So we won't complain on bellyache all summer long.
exactly, what he wanted. And I kinda agree with him, the suspension is ice better than this thing
Oh,
over here,
yeah,
is
it's
solid.
a-
So,
The upgrades they've made in now for operator, taking care of the operator is much better. Same width cut as the old one?
52,
53 inch.
and I think it's got dual gas tanks on, hold 11 gallon. You only have to fill it once a week.
What kind of engines is
Big Stratton.
BNS?
They had one there that had Kawasaki on it, but he said Kawasaki was having problems, and he recommended the Briggs and Stratton because they haven't had no problem for Briggs and Stratton as far as getting parts for them. Just usually everything away. We asked a lot of questions. That's the best price he could give us.
Well, I'll make a motion to move forward with purchase of lawnmower, 5720. Is that the figure?
5750.
5750.
Of course, there won't be no tax on it, it's tax exempt, so
course.
that's gonna be the basic price. And it comes with a new, extra set of blades. What you're talking, probably a couple $100 for blades.
$100 at least.
Second on that?
Yeah, I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'll take care of that in the morning. Also on the grader, well, I didn't touch that new business, this is old, still old business. Anything else on old business? If not, we'll move to new business. On the grader, we're all kind of stumped on it. I got a hold of company rents today, and guy supposed to call me next week, he's on vacation this week, but works on them things. He said he can get time to come down and look at it for us.
Okay.
And I think we're all pretty well done on it.
Well, there's one more thing I was gonna do, but that's fine.
I mean,
The service department in Canada, whatever the name is now, his first suggestion was the line that we took off. I didn't see anything wrong with
and
it.
that's what's got the spring thing in it, so it can't collapse.
It's reinforced inside. He also said there was a cover, there was a plate. I didn't have time last Friday to take it off. Somewhere I didn't even locate it. It's on the bell housing. So you can look in there and see if there's any obstruction over the entry. And then we also need to look in the transmission and see if there's any obstruction going in there.
But it also has a double way valve on it that has something to do with the pressure inside that bell housing. So, I think we'll have company wrench to look at it.
Remember, okay, either company wrench or another suggestion would be the fellow's son that we interviewed. Remember he said he was a traveling mechanic?
Yeah.
Gosley?
Is that his name, Gosman? That's another option maybe.
Right, if company wrench can't do it, then we'll move on to somebody else.
Did they reverse their policy on Champions? Last time we talked to them, said they wouldn't touch it.
No, the thing is, they are so busy that they're not going out in the field right now, they're trying to get everything done inside the shop first. They're just working on the equipment that they sell, what the guy told me today, so. I'll wait till he gets a call back next week, I think we need to go ahead and.
They must have softened up their opinion of a little bit of Champions, because I recall last time, they could hardly even talk to you on the phone about a Champion grader.
Do that.
Company wrench.
Well, they come down and work on that one.
No, that's in between.
Oh.
That was after the solenoids. They did, yeah, they replaced the solenoids. But then afterwards, we had another issue, and they wouldn't come in.
That guy was real nice today, said as soon as the guy come back from vacation.
That's all great and wonderful.
That's what I thought.
I hope he can solve it. So it's really not obvious, whatever it is. And how
It's
it's
in
so
a minute.
erratic, if it was constant, you can usually find something that's constant. But it happens, and then you can run it for weeks or nothing, and then it happens.
Do you need to make a motion?
I put the formal motion, I get company wrench come out and work on it for April.
I'll second.
I'll make the motion too.
All in favor?
I might have that back.
It's so hard to find somebody to work on that side of it, I'll tell you, it's tough. Any more new business?
Yeah. I've got one donation rental, at the firehouse, and I've got a check from McKees. We took a load of junk up last week.
$25 cash.
Excuse me?
$25 cash, I was just,
Yeah, $25 cash, $387 for scrap to McKees.
is this for the township or the firehouse?
Township.
We got a bunch more out there.
We got at least 2 or 3 more, and
Loads out there.
this old washer and dryer and all of these canisters, they need to go.
this will just go back into the general fund.
Anything else in new business? Louis, got anything? Anything? Oh, yeah, I got something. Dumpster. We're gonna do the dumpster this year.
Yeah. People's been asking me about it, and my answer was, yeah, it's become a normal thing, we
Yeah.
just haven't discussed it yet. Now, I may need some new phone numbers, because Kilbarger's not doing it anymore, it's Rumpke now.
Oh, okay,
So you have
okay.
the letter that they sent you,
Yeah, I don't have it here, it's
Phil
on the house.
Rumpke bought them all,
Yeah.
You bought Phil Barger too?
yeah,
No kidding.
the landfill.
And then you just bought A1 out of the.
Well, we have
Yeah.
one that,
Wow. Okay.
Our trash stayed the same, it was $24 because we had them last month, I haven't got this month's bill yet. So, but it stayed at $24, and I know that's what my personal trash, it stayed at $24 too. Don't keep it there. So,
I figured it'd be a hike since everything else is going on.
I'll make a motion to get the dumpster.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
I-
And as soon as you find out
When do you wanna start it? That was gonna be the next question.
well, I think I have a look into it over here.
I do.
There's a desk one over here somewhere, what happened to it?
Tuesday is the 7th.
There's the seven. Want to coincide with, it'll probably be here anyway, but I mean coincide with, cemetery cleanup, when we're gonna start it,
First day of April, we're gonna get that in the paper too. Clean up, cemetery cleanup, 1st April. Yeah, I'd say 21st we can get it.
when do you want it all removed by? Bob,
Yeah.
out of the cemetery, when do you want it removed by? Clean up for the cemetery, when do you want all this stuff removed by?
removed by,
By
Is
April
it by
1st.
April 1st? Okay.
By April 1st, 'cause that's when the police will start cleaning
Okay.
up.
I'll have to pull up the.
so you wanna try to schedule it the 21st?
Yeah, if you can get it.
21st of March until full.
Go full.
You can announce that too, Gail. Right?
That has saved us a lot of work.
Yeah, but it has.
I'll take advantage of it.
Very seldom we have to pick trash up on the road anymore.
Starting to get a few tires built back up. I don't know if they're gonna have a tire program anywhere in the county or not.
I haven't heard anything on that
Seen
yet.
a sign.
Do you?
Fairground's supposed to have it at some point in time. I seen a sign.
Yeah, but you got paid for it. Usually
It
they,
was in May and May and then again in October.
There's a charge to recycle tires,
I just seen a sign
Through
in
the,
the other day.
yeah, cause I schedule that too. Through the,
usually they have it over Lodi
yeah,
Township and it's free.
if we, yeah, it's a, environmental program. They used to bring the trailer here. When it first started, we had a 53-foot box trailer full right here. But we got them all cleaned up mostly, but they're starting to appear again along the roadways. Often though, when Lodi has it and they park the trailer over there, we just gather them all up, what we have, all over there.
They charge what, $2 to $3 a piece up there at the fairground?
Fairgrounds, yeah, there's a charge on them.
This is the news brief that we used last year, I just changed the dates. This is the news brief, Athens Messenger, Carthage Township. A dumpster will be available for spring cleanup for the Carthage Township residents after March 21st, 2022. The dumpster will be located in the township building until it is full. Please no tires, paint, or hazardous materials and/or liquids.
Batteries,
No batteries,
add batteries to that.
definitely no batteries. still waiting on the EGR valve for 550.
Every time you call, it's a different story. Have you noticed? That's what they told me last week, last Thursday or Friday. EGR valve. Well, when I've called before, they told me it was the EG cooler.
That's all in one unit.
Is it?
Yep.
Well, all
Mike
right.
showed me on his truck, it's
That
all
might
in one
explain
unit.
it. Oh,
I
since
didn't know what
since
they
you
called it.
mentioned Mike, did he think to bring his scan tool?
I told him about it, he probably forgot all our information for him.
I was gonna say, mine's in the front seat of my truck.
Your
You can, my scan tool.
what?
Will's scan tool.
You got a scan tool?
Yeah, I've got a scan tool. Will has a scan tool.
Well, how come we don't get you to work on the grader then?
No, that is not my job.
They were working on our equipment over here.
Well, yeah, you can turn a wrench.
But his scan tool, it's on the front seat of the truck, sitting on the floor if you wanted to stop my feet up. You
Might,
can.
might just do it. Might need some coaching on how to use it.
He's been trying to figure out what's wrong with my wife's car.
Trouble?
Well, got Toyota third loose and also got him third loose. Put gas in it, check engine light comes on, traction light comes on, and four-wheel drive light comes on. You reset it, and it don't come back on again until you put gas in.
The gas cap sensor went bad.
We put a new gas cap on, $80.
That's crazy.
You wait, that's what it'll be.
Is it? Oh, we put a new one on.
Yeah, your gas cap sensor's bad.
It don't have a gas cap sensor on it. I asked that too, and they said it wasn't on there. Anyway, he's been trying to figure that something out.
I'm trying to find it, John. That's not it. Okay. I'll pull it up. You guys can continue. I'll see if I can look at it.
Now, for any more new business, motion closed.
No, yeah, you know, we're working on the brush truck, and we got the motion to buy the skid, but there's several other things that's gonna have to be put on this truck before it's a firefighting apparatus. And given the condition of, climate that we can't get stuff within the time frame like we used to get it, we gotta wait 4 or 5 months.
Yep.
I would like to have permission in the form of a motion to outfit this truck to be ready for service using these funds that we started to pull it from the American Rescue Plan. Because if we wait to get in my mind, if we wait to get estimates and comparisons, and it'd be a lot quicker if you would just, I guess I'm asking you to leave that up to me.
And how long you don't spend all the money?
Well, it won't be out of any other fund, other than that. And we've got the major bulk items already, which was that skid unit.
What else you gotta have on?
Boxes, storage compartments, hand tools,
What's on the hand tools off the old truck?
the wraps. They'll be in the, well, I think we need additional tools.
What are we gonna do with the old truck?
Well, I
When
want to
this
keep,
truck's in the,
it'll be put in the building. The new one.
right, but the old truck, when the new truck goes in the building, goes into service, what are we gonna do with the old truck?
Well, it'll have to come outside, of course. But I would like to keep it for future use.
Like, what?
Vehicle accidents, quick response. It's like a mini pumper. It can get in spots where our big trucks can't.
I thought that's what the brush truck was for.
Excuse me?
I thought that's what the brush truck was for.
The brush truck is to fight grass and brush fires, and also to help double as a quick response vehicle.
So where are we gonna put this truck? In the winter time?
Well, that presents a problem. Would you have to store it here?
No, we ain't got enough room now.
But I really don't wanna see us getting rid of that truck. That truck, we don't have anything, well, we had to rebuild the engine, but other than that, we don't have anything in that truck.
We'll discuss that when you get the other one.
Okay. But anyway, back to, would you be willing to make those expenses in the form of a motion to finish that truck out?
Yeah, let's get it
Can
done.
I ask approximate of how much you think it's gonna be?
No, you don't know.
That would be very difficult because like you said, if you get estimates, then by the time another 30 days goes around, unless we have special meetings, those prices would increase.
I mean, we got the 80,000 coming, but we don't have it yet. We got 43 in there now.
Given what we've already experienced with out of production or out of stock or wait until we make it.
Well, the agreement was, when we bought this truck, we would have it on the road by April the 1st.
Yeah.
That was the agreement when we decided to buy the truck.
We won't have our skid unit by then.
Well, see, the thing had to be made in Canada, and the holdup is on their end. I tried to get updates when it's gonna be here. They told me to start out with, it may be here by March the 15th. So if it does arrive, then the truck could be pressed into service by April 1st. But it's still gonna lack a few things.
Right.
So,
Can I ask a question? Why can't you just provide a summary of your estimated cost to the other two trustees instead of just asking for a blank check? Is a month really going to make that big of a difference since it's not operational anyways?
it could in the final date that it is able to put into service.
Right.
Alright,
I mean, things are really,
I understand
really,
that.
really hard to find
Well,
right now.
Well, now, of course, it rained the past 2 or 3 days. Grass fires are kind of low right now. The possibility is pretty low right now. But last week, when it got up to 70 and the humidity dropped, there was little brush fires popping up, grass fires popping up all over the county.
I understand. I just was concerned about giving one individual a blank check of up to $80,000.
No,
I ain't gonna spend that much.
Not 80,000. That's the figure that's left here from the first go around is 43, and it won't take near that to finish it. But I guess I'm trying to forestall any more delays.
Well, it makes sense. Can't you guys just pass a vote up to X amount since you already know what your estimate potentially is?
Then can I have a motion with the top limit?
The toolbox ain't gonna cost that much. How many you gonna put on there?
2.
I mean, $1,000 out by 2, almost by 2.
Could you give me a limit of 25,000?
Holy cow.
Yeah.
You should get online and price some fire equipment stuff.
This is a pretty expensive truck we've got.
Yes.
No, they're all expensive.
Well,
Anything you do anymore.
But that sounds like a safer option.
What, 70,000? The one
the one in Iowa,
70,000 we got over in this one right now.
We're gonna have probably 35, maybe 40,000 in one sold.
I would say close to that somewhere in there.
But
I
yeah,
had no idea fire apparatus was as pricey as it is. 3 years ago. I had an eye opener quickly.
It just sounds better to set a limit.
I'm sorry.
It sounds better if you set a limit, a spending limit.
I'll make a motion to give him 25,000 on his truck. That's what Dad told me. I'll make that motion.
I don't feel I should second it.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Or you can abstain from
Yeah, I
voting.
was gonna say, you can
I
abstain
mean,
from
that's
voting.
your privilege since you're a farmer and you're asking for the money.
Okay, you guys voted, I will abstain. Abstain my vote for the reason.
I guess I should ask, will that finish the truck up? 25,000.
Yes. And he won't take that.
I've
Now, you
talked,
understand, you've already agreed to pay the 17 for the skid. Okay, this is above the skid.
that's above.
All right, just want to be clear.
Yeah. Let's get it rolling, folks. I mean, you know when you're gonna have a grass car, guys. You got a nice truck.
Now,
I'm waiting, I'll go all kinds of grass away, just as soon as we get the truck done. I'm on work.
now, the minutes mentioned something about we were okay for the $10,000 ODNR grant.
Right.
Do you want to follow up on that, chief?
Yeah, I'll do that. The match grant from the Division of Forestry was awarded at $10,000.
Right?
So, Chris and Jeremiah is out looking for UTVs, want to fit our needs. And it, plus a unit to go in the back of it, we're looking roughly around $25,000. Now that's wait a minute. The 25, out of that 25,000, we would only have to take 15 out of the part that we put in. The other 10 would be coming from the Division of Forestry.
What's your new Polaris gonna cost? Your vehicle?
Right now, they're looking at, they said they had 17, I think it was, 17,000 for one. We haven't decided which one we're going, because they haven't brought the fleet members yet.
So we're almost gonna have as much in our brace buggy as we got in our brace truck.
Well, we're only gonna have about 15 in it for ourselves.
Well, 10,000.
10,000, that's from
We gotta add that on after total
Yeah,
price.
yeah.
So you're gonna have 20-some thousand, 27,000, almost 30,000.
Well, no, 25 is the top. We figured that'd be about the top for everything. For the ATV. for the
ATV and the unit to
and
go in the back.
with it, yeah.
Now, wait a minute, you said the unit was gonna cost 17,000.
No.
No,
The Ranger.
UTV.
The 17 price tag is the one for the truck. The one that'll go in the UTV is,
It's around
it,
6 to
there's so
7,000.
many things to choose from, but $7,000 probably will buy a suitable skid for a UTV vehicle. And when they presented this and we were talking about it,
2191's our levy.
yeah,
Okay, we got 29,000 there right now.
and I told them,
We're gonna hold off until we have to,
Your money?
we can hold off until the end of October before we have to spend this grant.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And what we
Okay.
was wondering, if it'd be easier when you guys, if we hold off until the next round of levy money comes in.
Well, if you take $15,000
Well, it ain't
out of
gonna
the
be any
levy
easier
account-
on us, it'll be easier on you guys.
Right.
Because we got 29,000 in there right now.
Right.
okay? 10,000 that you can't have unless you have a breakdown.
I understand.
That, so you'd be down to 19,000.
Right.
So, between now and when we get our new money, we don't know when we're gonna get it.
Well, taxes
in the
are
middle of
due,
May.
taxes are due this week, the end of this week, or next week. Next week. 13th.
I don't know, that's why I asked earlier if there was any different stipulations.
So I'm guessing,
We're trying to, the way we're doing the.
How you gonna know,
Right.
how you gonna know what size unit to buy
Air.
till you get the ATV because you know what size bed's gonna be on there?
Smoke from grass.
Right.
Don't all have the same size bed on
Yeah,
it.
Correct.
or,
Correct.
possibly.
I'm not trying to be a talking about it or
No,
whatever.
no. But like I said, we have up until the end of October to spend that grant money.
Okay.
That's was my.
By that
suggestion.
time, we'll have our new money in.
Right.
Alright. Get her done, let's get these estimates in here and. We want. How soon would it be before you get your ADV? Over
For the members, see which one we wanna go with. We got a meeting the end of this month, so.
According to some, they have requested up to 18 months.
Pardon?
18 months.
18 months.
That's what he said down there at the meeting. Jeremiah Francis said that he was looking at one, it'd be 12 to 18 months before we can get one.
Well, he's about right, because I asked Tasha about
Now, he's wanting to get the form on Honda.
checking on one for me for the farm. And that was back in July. And it wasn't even gonna take any more orders till October. So I just dropped mine. Yeah, you don't, when you gonna get it? So you might look around for something else. I mean, there's other ones out there.
Oh, yeah.
The mules are too small, I think, for what you guys want. The other ones out there, so I would do what.
If it's of any concern or any value, Richland has Polaris, the Plains has Polaris, York has Polaris, and there's a fourth one in the county, and I can't remember. If you know,
Polaris is a good unit,
Albany.
Albany, it's probably Albany. But there's at least four.
She said the claims, because they had to vote after meeting that day, what they were gonna do, what they wanted to do. Polaris seems to be the go-to model for all fire service.
Polaris is a good unit.
Because it's
Well,
a-
besides, whether you like it or whether you don't, Polaris participates in a government bid.
Okay.
You'll get a few dollars knocked off net, just like buying a lawnmower.
Right.
You got so much knocked off net.
So what do you want from us tonight? Commitment or?
No, I was just bringing it up.
It's just an information.
Okay,
Information.
alright, I didn't know where you wanna.
We don't want any money.
Okay.
The fire department, I won't say we, the fire department doesn't need any money for a UTV this date. And the grant doesn't have to be fulfilled until October,
Right.
so we've got the better part of the summer.
Sure. Okay. My main thing is get this truck going.
Right.
Get this truck rolling. I mean, I hate to see a vehicle sit around and not being used. We had one that sat over in the firehouse for a year. We couldn't use it. I don't wanna see it. I'm done with that.
I go tomorrow to meet with the performance sign people who's gonna do the graphics. And make sure we get ordered what we want, so that they say, well, the order got messed up or something like that. Given, like I said earlier, given today's climate, of trying to locate and resource parts and pieces, it just takes months anymore.
It's funny world right now. Okay.
And new lights for engine 51 there on the,
Go on over.
they're getting hard on the truck.
guys.
I have a question for you, Bob.
Yes, sir.
Since you brought it up, now that the door's been replaced at the, community building / fire station.
Yes, sir.
Does that get us a step closer to getting our polling place back?
I talked
Maybe
to
on that.
Tony Brooks Friday, because I called him 3 weeks ago when Jeremy put the door in. I called him today, Jeremy was working on the door, and told him I was ready for inspection. Okay, I talked to him Friday. May primary, no. If we have a May primary. They don't even know right now if we're gonna have a May primary, because they don't know who's gonna be on the ballot, because the redistricting thing, they don't know who's running in each district, so. Their hands are full right now, and he said he could not inspect it, so he took it to the board, and they already had their voting places for the primary already dedicated. So,
It's in the process, so if it comes up right before election next year,
you
can say you've been working on it the whole time.
I'm not gonna give up on it. I'm not giving up on it. Because I think it's something that this township deserves, the people of this township, and we're gonna get it back here somehow. One way or another, we've gotta get it back. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna be right on it.
Seems to me like you're getting a step closer. You got the door in, so that's getting one less thing they had to complain about, so.
That
Put
was
in
their,
minutes, make yourself look good.
that was their big obstacle, their complaint. It wasn't handicapped compatible or compliant. So
We
now
did-
the door's in, and that's been taken off the list.
Yeah, we paid $7,000 for that door and have it installed, so. You know, that's a lot of money.
He told Bob that, and he's also told me that, because I talked to him as well, and he said, it's the door, it's also the traffic, because it's a hazard if the fire trucks come out, and we said we have that taken care of, we'll park them off-site here at the building for that
The
particular
agreement
event.
is, on election day, May and November, the fire trucks come over here that day, y'all run out of here, and that leaves that all open over there. No reason why they could complain about that. And I think the fireman's gonna work with us on that, pretty much, so. In other words, I ain't giving up on it, I'm gonna tell you that. I'm staying on top of it, I want it back over there.
Center for a lot of people.
Well, it hurts us. They don't understand. We got 2 levies on May. If we have the primary. We have the road maintenance and cemetery.
Yes, sir. Chip and
If
seal.
we can't get the voters over there to vote on it, it may not pass.
It's going to take away from any possible positive votes, because the folks on that end of the township, the older client.
This
clients-
gentleman right here probably lives, 25 miles of Stewart School?
Yep.
And if it would happen to flood that day, you would have trouble getting there. And that's all been relayed and explained to the Board of Elections, and it's just over their head.
And I've been to the commissioners meeting, complained about it and everything else. So I'm not giving up on it, guys. I'm not giving up. And once primary's over, I'm gonna ask people to call in and complain, help me out, complain to them that we need to get it back over here. That would be my biggest way of getting help to get it done, you know. But there's got to be a lot of people do it. I've had people do it before, then the door situation come up. So we're not gonna give up on it.
It's curious in my mind, the Board of Elections poured the handicapped pad
Yeah.
for us at no cost to us, so that they could use that building. But now, we had to buy the door.
And that's the funny part. When they first brought the election over there, they poured the pad, handicap pad. That door was in there then. We haven't changed nothing. So, I don't know.
Somehow we got on the negative side, I think. I don't know.
I'm gonna say, they don't have automatic doors down at the school for them.
Oh, yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Oh, yes, I was told by the election board they do.
There's not, none down there at Coolville.
They don't have them over the Lodi either.
I know.
So, we're not giving up on it. We
You either
have,
have to prop the door open, it's just like at Amesville, you have to prop the door open
Mhm.
and leave it open the entire time, or you have to leave the door unlocked, but in order to push the button, all you do is push it and then somebody comes and opens it up, it's not automatic at
Right.
the elementary schools.
see, we can't use our legal advisor to help us out because he represents them too.
He's also their legal advisor.
So we'd have to get us a lawyer if we wanted to do something else. So, I'm not giving up. I'm telling you, I'm not giving up.
So, any more business to conduct?
I have the ad for to send to the Athens Messenger if you guys wanna hear it real quick. It's one big news brief, Carthage Township residents cemetery cleanup, please remove all decorations that you want saved. Please remove by April the 1st, 2022. A dumpster will be available for spring cleanup for Carthage Township residents after March the 19th. Do you want me to make that later, or? The dumpster will be located at the township building until it is full. Please no tires, paint, or hazardous material, and or liquids and batteries. Thank you, Carthage Township trustees. Does that work?
If that covers it?
Let's just make sure it gets in there.
Well, I'm gonna send it right now, gentlemen.
Well, a lot of other stuff didn't get in there, I don't know why. Some of the other stuff didn't get in there.
Okay, it's sent, but
Okay.
it won't make tomorrow's paper because
No,
they
no,
printed
no,
it
that'll
today,
be-
so it might make Thursday's paper.
Thursday or Saturday, so. I'll keep my eye open. Who do you send them emails to?
It goes to news brief, it goes to the desk, because that's what I was told I'm supposed to do with news briefs. So they just go to the circulation desk.
Then
lack
if it
of
ain't
better
in
words.
there this week, then I can just call up there and talk to somebody?
I can call and ask them if it's actually.
Oh,
on the
no,
desk
I'm
tomorrow.
gonna call up there and ask them.
Oh, yeah, one more thing.
Yes.
And this goes back to the fire department again. We need to contact the timer, probably Wendy,
Okay,
and verify that our guys are covered on patient transport. That was the discussion, right? From the scene.
I'm gonna bring it up tomorrow night, or Thursday night at the county.
Well, that's all, that's fine, that's well and good there, but we need to know from our carrier.
Right, absolutely.
And you know what I mean when I say patient transport, I used to make it herd out in the woods, and we load them onto this ATV, UTV, stretcher, whatever, and they have to slide off or whatever. If they become injured after we pick them up, are we liable for anything?
That also falls under the Good Samaritan Act.
No.
Sure does. They told us over it did when we had our hazmat training.
Does not fall under the Good Samaritan Act, not for active firefighters or in-house personnel.
I thought they told us that when we had our hazmat training, if we pulled somebody out of a hazmat situation and we injured them, it fell under the,
Okay. Let me ask, if who did it? If who did it? You said if we, the workers.
right,
Okay, it's different. You as a township worker and as a township firefighter are two different categories.
I wasn't a township worker then, I was a company worker.
He's talking about the
He's
plant, Broughton's plant.
Yeah.
That would be totally different, that's industrial.
So if we went to other plants for training and stuff, you know, like you guys do.
But that question was brought up and we need to clarify
It
it.
needs to be, you know,
I don't know how you guys wanna say, are active firefighters covered if they are transporting a patient and that patient is injured?
doing transport.
During transport. Which is why EMS is supposed to be there to take care of the patient, because they are covered.
Well, I was thinking about the time we pick them up until we get them to the squad. Or is there, Are you supposed to take the,
EMS is supposed to go to your patient.
go to the patient?
Yes.
Do they?
No.
Okay, good.
Well, might as well give him all the information.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we gotta be careful, cause
Right.
EMS is supposed to do all patient care, we're not. But EMS don't show up to the patient.
Okay, and the only thing I added to this, it just says, is injured during our transport, if EMS isn't available.
That'll work.
Is that, I don't know,
Sounds like a good question.
Been asked a lot.
Yeah, that'd be
Has
nice.
it?
so is that what you would like me to submit?
So that brings up a question, if they say no, then what happens?
Then we have to stick to our training and do what we're supposed to do, and EMS will have to come get the patient. Which is why EMS doesn't come get the patient, because we always take the patient to them. When I say we, as firefighters.
Right.
Throughout the county, we take them to them.
Well, you're talking to the firefighters, so it would be we, as you say.
More than just Carthage Township.
You're right, absolutely.
So, if they're transporting a patient from the scene to the EMS that's on site, is that how we could rephrase that as well? I don't know, because I'm a little,
Or
I'm not a firefighter.
transporting patient to EMS.
Okay,
It's all a bunch of legal
I know.
gumbo, mumbo stuff.
okay, I sent it to her.
Okay. Anything else, guys? Motion closed.
Move to close.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Alright.